Time to get our new oven in place.
Okay, so next up is the backstay tensioner. This hydraulic tensioner, when we bought the boat, was all the seals were broken and it was leaking a lot of oil. This one has to come over here, and it's kind of the same diameter as the top of the cone here.
We could go twice to get the cushions, but that would be no challenge, right?
That would be way too easy.
What a difference!
This is one of the jobs that we decided to not do ourselves. Mainly because we don't have the skills and we didn't really have the
time.
We wouldn't have had the time to do it until now. And I think that was a really good decision, right?
Yes. Super nice.
Really went from a project to something that's actually done.
Yay! Now we're in the middle of a big cleaning session.
I'm going through all the ropes. This is the final station. This is where we start. This is how it looks like. We'll probably change a lot of this later on, but it would be nice just to have this to start with.
And I've been working on the deck. Here it was all green before. Now it's much better. I will continue with that soon, but now I'm just doing the spray hood that we got along the boat. It's very dirty. We are not gonna keep this, obviously, but yeah, we plan on having some sort of maybe dog house or something like that. Yeah, we're just gonna have this spray hood until we decide what we're gonna have instead. The spray hood is in place. It is still kind of dirty if you look close, but it's better than a tarp at least. Now we're gonna continue with our cleaning spree. So now we're gonna work on installing our new freshwater pump. In the boat there previously were two of them. One that was leaking.
The pressure switch of one of the pumps had cracked, probably due to that there was water in it, and it's been freezing. It feels a bit silly to say it, but we still really haven't really grasped the whole plumbing of this, because it's very difficult to follow the hoses. Everything's very tight in under the sink and under the washing machine, and we think that it's just two pumps that are mounted in parallel, basically to get the, I don't know, maybe to get redundancy or to get a higher flow. Maybe there weren't bigger pumps at that time when this was installed. There are bigger pumps today, but anyhow, now we're gonna just replace the broken pump. This is just a complete mess. But we've kind of decided just to do bare minimum to get things going, and then we will, when we have less other things to do, just sort this out, redo everything, and
we don't really know exactly how we want it either, so we just have to have it for a while and then decide what we want.
Yeah.
Before we start doing too much work. Very temporary right now, this.
Yeah, this is...
Thomas was almost embarrassed to show this. Now we're on our way into the dock to fill up some water. And charge a little bit.
Yeah.
Time to get our new oven in place. But it's not new, it's second-hand new.
So the reason for changing this is that, I mean, there is a cooktop here, and there was like a, what do you call it, combined microwave oven bench top thingy that was here. That one we actually could have kept, but it was just very old and didn't look very well. The cooktop is a three-phase version, we need 400 volts, and we will only have single phase in the boat. That one needs to be replaced as well. We don't have any cooked up yet. We keep looking if something shows up. But the oven we bought and that one we're going to try to put in at least temporary today. It's super tight fit. I'm not sure if it will fit actually. And I think the biggest problem is that this whole piece is swinging. Yeah, now it's locked, but it swings with the movement of the boat. And then if it protrudes too much in here, it will hit the stuff that is behind there, some hoses and things.
We're trying it. See how much electricity it uses.
Okay, so we tried to just set the oven in to, I don't know what you pick now, 150 degrees, something like that. And it took somewhere between 1 to 2% of our shock to get there. It's interesting to see. It will be interesting to just run it for an hour or something like that, just to see how much
it uses.
Yeah, because it's clicking its heating element in and out all the time, so it's very difficult to get an idea of how much it's actually using. But it would be interesting to just clock it for an hour or something like that and see what it ends at. That we're gonna do for sure. Maybe not now. So the other day, as a preparation for doing the hoisting the sails for the first time, we tried to dry hoist the halyard swivel of the furler, and we only came halfway. Then it basically got stuck. Looking along the furler, you saw there was like a mismatch in between one of the segments. So we decided to try to hoist ourselves up to see what was going on, and it looks like it's been dislocated in a rotation manner, and at the same time got a bit offsetted from each other, which means that the swivel won't go past it, and we need to obviously fix that and understand why it's happened as well.
We're gonna take the mast down at some point, but we would rather have it on now so we can try some things.
Yeah, we just want to try sail the boat for once at least to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to do that before we take the mast off, because taking the mast off will also mean that we're gonna do basically all the work we're gonna do on the mast. And right now we don't know really, because we haven't really tested anything. So we're gonna see if it's possible to take down the furler bit by bit.
We're gonna make the attempt of taking the furler down on a mooring buoy.
Yeah.
We'll start with the engine or the motor.
This is a bit of an unconventional way of doing it. The easy way to do it would be to just loosen the complete forestay and be moored alongside and then lower it down from there. You don't really have the opportunity to do that right now. And we think, so what we're gonna try to do basically is that we're gonna lower the furling profile down and take it apart section by section, because we need to take it apart anyway, because there is 3 sections up, there is an offset, there's something that has happened there, and we need to see what the problem is, and then we probably want to take apart all sections anyway to just try to understand if it's savable or if this complete furling profile needs to be replaced. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so we managed to get the furling motor off. Also started to try to take down furling profile section by section, but it turned out to be a bit more difficult than, I don't know what we anticipated, but it was quite difficult. First of all, it's quite heavy, the whole structure, and you want to keep it, you don't want to bend it or anything like that, so you have to keep it in a nice straight position, and at the same time trying to pull the sections apart of the profile. That was quite tricky. I think we decided, I haven't really decided anything yet, but I think what we're going for right now is that we're gonna, at least now we got the lower section off here, so now it's way easier to take the forestay and the furling profile down. So I think we'll try to get to some dock where we can hoist the forestay together with the profile down. First of all, check what's why we have the offset in the profile, and also potentially or decide if we're gonna keep it or change it. But that will be another day.
Yes.
Yeah, not today. Okay, so yesterday we finally got our Navtec hydraulic tensioner system partly up and running, which meant that we could put on the backstay tensioner for the first time. Before we just had some ropes and blocks to just keep some tension in the backstay. And the reason for that was that I mean this hydraulic tensioner, when we bought the boat, was all the seals were broken and it was leaking a lot of oil. This system, it's at least for us quite complex. It's a pump unit, and it's a distribution panel, and then we have 4 different tensioners on the boat. So we have the backstay, rod kick, in forestay with the tensioner, and the cutter stay with the tensioner. Yeah, all this system is connected together. Yeah, so this whole system was quite, obviously it's been standing still for a long time, quite old, and a lot of, I think more or less all units except the rod kick was leaking. So a month ago or something like that, we took the backstay apart, the pump apart, and both those were the things that we took apart at that time to reseal them.
We can check back on those a little bit on the work we did.
Okay, so this is the rod for the tensioner of the backstay, hydraulic tensioner. When we bought the boat, the hydraulic tensioner didn't hold pressure or oil at all. It was just going out directly from the seal towards the rod. I've taken that apart. The seal towards the rod is completely gone, worn down. So that will be replaced, but at the same time I will try to remove some of the scratches. There are some scratches in the rod here that I think is not very good for the seals. So I'll try to put it up in the lathe there and see if I can get them away, basically. So I'll start off with a, I'm not sure, I think I'll try an 800 grit to start with and see if anything happens. So something's definitely happening. I think this will be fine. Okay, so I'm happy with the result at the 800 grit now, and I'll step up to 1200 grit. I think I'm happy with the result. It looks way better now than before. There's still some mark. There's a mark there, and some. I think that one. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but there's probably here the seals. One of the seals has been seating when the boat has been standing for a very long time, so it's probably some corrosion marks in there. But yeah, that should be fine. So it's time to take the hydraulic pump for the Navtec system that we have on board, and this one, you can probably see it, it's leaking here. Okay, so I've gotten pretty far, taking out the actual pump shaft, bearings for it, some other stuff. This is the lever for changing between the 2 pump speeds. I'm not fully sure exactly how it works yet, but I just assume it opens some some valve up here in the back, and then the actual pump pistons, and that's pretty much it. It's been some time since I started to take apart the hydraulic Navtech system from the boat. It took some time before we got the seal kits here, but now they arrived, and I will try to start to reseal the pump here. There are some more things to take apart, and then we'll try to put everything together with new seals. And this is a Navtech 2-speed manual shift pump. You rotate the pump lever to change the pump speed on it. Okay, so I got the pump mounted all together. It took some time. Probably spent close to 2 hours on this, and it's hard to see, but there were some really small O-rings in there. These small guys. Hopefully I got everything back together. It wasn't that tricky actually. It was quite straightforward, everything. Okay, so next up is the backstay tensioner. The problem with this one was that it was leaking a lot. It didn't hold pressure at all. Seal that is farmost out on the cylinder, or not the seal but the wiper, that was more or less completely gone. Nothing left out of it. And then the same goes for the rod seal that sits a little bit further in. That's supposed to seal basically to seal the rod from the hydraulic oil, and that one was also very worn down. Maybe because of the scratches in the rod, I don't know. Now at least I've cleaned this one up, and then ready is to try to change the seal of this one as well. Okay, so we got it all mounted together. Found some Navtech repair manual online that said that you should have 7 bars or 100 psi pre-pressure in the non-hydraulic side. So yeah, I just used the normal bike pump to pump that up. Next up is installing it on the boat and see if everything works. So yesterday we put everything together. We have some problems with this distribution panel, because one of the function, which was previously the backstay function, is not really sealing properly, that valve. So now we have plugged that one, move all the units one step so that they're still in a reasonable order from off to front, and also plug the most forward unit, which is the cutter stay, which we really don't really plan to have an hydraulic tensioner on anyways.
Because we want to have a furling head sail on the cutter stay.
Yeah, we had some minor issues. It's a 2-speed pump, the hydraulic pump, and for some reason it's leaking when you have it on the low speed. Through the high speed it doesn't leak anything at all, from what it seems like. So it's possible to use it, and yeah, now we have had the backstay tension for more than 24 hours, and it's keeping pressure and everything looks really good. So yeah, now we just have one. We have the inner forestay tensioner that we need as well. That's actually needed because the forestay is too short to do anything else without that one. So but that one we started to take apart yesterday, polished the rod yesterday. So now we're gonna try to assemble that one. This is the piston, the piston seal, and then these are, I don't know what you call it, like bearings, or to keep the piston in position. There's supposed to be another one here as well that was already taken off. This is a U-cup seal with a compression O-ring, and I realized last time that it was easier to get it. This one is super tight, and it was easier to get it off if you took the O-ring out and on as well later on. Old one goes off. Compression O-ring out. I spent like 3 hours doing this on the on the last cylinder. Okay, and you really need to do the right way as well. This way, yep, okay. This one has to come over here, and it's kind of the same diameter as the top of the cone here. There are some special tools to do this that you can buy, but we don't have them. And they're quite expensive. Not even close, right?
No.
It's in. Chop. This one is done. Let's change the seals in this one. Okay, so here we have the piston rod. Yeah, now I'm gonna put everything up on. First we will slide on the end cap. This is the top side that will be out, and this is the bottom side where the piston will be. It's a bit shorter thread there, so it's less likely to damage the seals. So we put the cap on, and then goes the top seal. Or actually, first this one. It's just distance ring, then the seal, and we will put on before we actually seat it in the position where it's gonna be. And this one, and then there's a distance ring, and then in the end we will thread on the rod, the piston in the end. But you want to do this the right order, otherwise you have to redo it, and it's a risk of damaging the seals. So we will put some, what do you call it, Teflon tape maybe, or on the threads to protect the seals. And then there's this distance ring. Now we have to remember, maybe we take this O-ring out as well, or no. But see, this one's supposed to seal that way. Yes. And then this one goes like this.
It's the distance.
Good. Not sure where we were, but we took everything apart and forth and back a couple of times. But we ended up sliding on the seal loose and then mounting it.
Distance. Distance.
Distance. This guy. Chung. Time to push it into the cylinder. I need some more oil. Okay, now it's in. I think, yes. Okay, so everything's assembled, but we can't really mount it on the boat yet because the point where it's attached to the deck is not really, no one is leaking.
This is the leakages we found shortly after we bought the boat, that we had just covered up with the tarp during the winter, and yeah, since then. Yeah, still.
So we're gonna do that, and then we can mount this one as well and get the inner forestay tensioned for the first time.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.